The return to the grid is finally over. It is time for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and the Williams return to glory can officially begin. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Racing. It is part 2, episode 2 of the Williams F1 Manager 2024 series. Yes, we're going Williams. The season objective is 7th. Long-term objective is points, but our real objective by the end of this series is to get Williams back to winning championships, drivers and constructors. Is it going to happen today? Absolutely not. We're taken to the grid for the first time. We're heading into Bahrain for practice and qualifying. I'm not expecting us to blow away the opposition in Bahrain, but I would like to get off to a good start to the season. Now, our drivers aren't too happy, Albon and Sargent. But, you know what? Let's get to the track. Let's try and make them happy. So, Alexander Albon, we can pick the finishing objectives here. So, the targets. I'm going to play it safe. For Albon, I am going to say 14 for higher. Is that fair? Or is that still... You know what? Actually, we'll go 60. We'll go 14. I believe in Albon. Plus, there could be a couple of retirements. So, got to look at it that way. As for Sargent... I'm just not as confident with Sargent. I'm going to go 19th. I'm sorry, Logan. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong at the Bahrain Grand Prix. And then I will apologise. Come the end of it, I will be like, I'm sorry, Sargent. You're the man. And I don't know nothing. And here we go then, guys. The first practice session of the brand new season. And look at this. We're actually going to be the first car out on track with Alexander Albon taken to the pit lane. The tyre blankets are coming off and on to the track we go. And we're going to send out Sargent as well. Let's do it. Let's get both Williams cars out there as we try. And look at that. We made our first overtake. We've overtaken the safety car. Lovely stuff. That's exactly what you wanted to see. Might be the only overtake we make all weekend. So enjoy it while it lasts. But here we go. Let's see what Albon and Sargent can do. Remember, guys, this is practice. It's all about getting the car set up for perfect condition, gathering feedback. We're not necessarily worried here about finishing high up the grid, but, you know, let's keep it real here. Even in practice, when you get a good result in practice, it cheers you up. You know, it gets you motivated. It builds confidence. So, obviously, we don't want to be sitting in 19th and 20th. You know, we want to be doing something here. So, let's go. Let's speed this up a little bit. We've also got Gasly onto the track. So, Gasly, only 3 cars out at the moment as things are currently underway here. Charles Leclerc has came out now. So, we've got 4 cars on the track as Albon is coming round here then, getting ready to complete the first lap of the season. And where can Albon place this Williams? He's coming through. Albon goes first. We have 137.0. And we're going to have Logan Sargent, who goes in behind, 4 tenths behind. So Logan Sargent there. Not terrible for Sargent, but I expect it maybe a little bit better. Possibly a little bit better. And now we have Charles Leclerc, who is coming through to start his flying lap. And we also have Gasly. Gasly, who's about to just finish his. So we'll see what Gasly can do. Gasly goes third. So Gasly here at the moment, not a lot of pace in that Alpine, and they are expected to struggle. And based on what we're seeing here, you know, maybe those expectations will come true. Very poor for Gasly, but let's speed up a little bit and see what I want to really see what Charles Leclerc does here. I've got a feeling that he will smoke everybody, and he does. So Charles Leclerc, 9 tenths in front of Albon, no surprise, and we've got a lot of people now taken to the grid. So yeah, I'm expecting to see the changes, and we will probably come tumbling down. We went behind Stroll, we went behind Magnussen. We're beating Gasly and Hulkenberg though, but I think Hulkenberg will go faster. But yeah, Leclerc at the moment leading the way. Ocon in the Alpine goes in front of us as well. So you're beginning to see that there's, you know, a lot of cars that are faster than that. Oh, holy crap! We've got Guanglong Su in there in second place. Now Ocon puts his Alpine top. So yeah, 10 minutes into P1 and already, you know, we've got a lot of upsets. Alright then, here we go. We are into the second half of this session. We've got Sargent on his second run, seeing if he can improve his time. He crosses the line, he's 2.4 off the leader, and he remains 2.4 off the leader. Very disappointing there. Sargent, I thought was going to improve, and for whatever reason, it hasn't happened. So Sargent here just not got a lot of pace. Albon though, let's see if he can improve. Doesn't look like it at the moment though. We've got two yellow sectors here, so a bit disappointing. And I mean, we've got some female on the grid, Al Kubiasi. I don't know who she is, but she's in front of us, and Albon at the moment, he can't go any faster. Albon remains 2.2 seconds behind with 25 minutes to go. Very disappointing here from the Williams boys. I was expecting more than this, but right now we are struggling. Logan Sargent just not improving at all. It's another yellow sector here, so we need to see better times from Sargent and Albon. I know we're on the hard tyres, I get it. Probably a lot of people are on the hard tyres though, to be honest. So yeah, I'm a bit surprised at the lack of pace. I'm not too worried because, like I said, it is, holy crap, look at that. We've got an overtake here. Sargent's just been overtaken in practice. I mean, this is bad. We're not even into the race yet, and already Sargent is losing positions on track. What the heck is going on here? And Albon's just not improving either. So we're going to go to the line then with Logan Sargent. We'll see if there's an improvement here, but it doesn't look like it. And at the moment, this has been a poor practice one for us. We will get the slipstream though of this Haas. Will it be enough though to move us up the grid? We're 2.4 behind Alonso at the moment. Sargent crosses the line, and there's no improvement. Nothing from Sargent. What about Albon? What's Albon doing? Again, it's another two poor sectors, and I just don't think we're going to see an improvement here from Albon either. And we've got I think it's Bottas behind us. But can Albon, can he narrow the gap? Can he do it? 2.2 as it stands? No. So the pace, guys, the pace is not with Williams at the moment. This return to glory, it's going to be a lot harder than we thought. Alright then, so at the end of practice 1, Lando Norris leads the way. We did get Alexander Albon up into 6th place in the end. We went on the soft tyres and it worked out pretty well. Looks like the car setup is beginning to come to both drivers. I think Albon was happy, Sargent was happy, he got 11th, so content with that. We've got Amna Al Kubiasi there in 12th place for the Racing Bulls. Congratulations to her. Don't know who she is, but pretty impressive from her. And then at the bottom here, it's the Alpine of Gasly, and then Ocon in the other Alpine down in 6th. I know it's only practice, but that's not good from them. Although you can see Max Verstappen, he's also down here, and I doubt he will be too worried. But that's practice 1. Let's find out what we can do in practice 2. And it looks like we have a spin from Logan Sargent in practice 2. Has he kept out the wall? He has. It's a big spin. And he's kind of lucky there, kept out the gravel traps as well. So Sargent will continue. But fortunate there to avoid a session-ending crash. And looks like his tyres have taken a bit of damage. They're down to 80% already. And he's only been on them for a few laps. So that spin there pretty much has wrecked that set of medium tyres. Alright, practice 2 is over. Charles Leclerc leads the way. Max Verstappen close behind in 2nd place. Not a great session for us in terms of our finishing positions. You can see 19th and 20th. However, I thought we got a lot of good running on the tyres. We got the car set up pretty much happy with how it is. And then you look at Albon, he is 96% happy with the setup. Sargent is 86% happy. So a bit of improvement for Sargent to get, but going into practice 3, I think things are looking good, and I'm confident here that if we have a good practice 3, then we'll be set up perfectly for qualifying. But this is the last chance to get the car set up right, so let's make some improvements with Sargent, try and get him up into the 90s for setup satisfaction, and then we look for qualifying. Alright then, so practice 3 is over. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Mixed feelings, to be honest, because we got Albon up in 8th, and I'm happy with the setup of the car. However, both our drivers actually retired due to fuel issues. Both cars ran out of fuel, so we can't be allowing that to happen in the race or qualifying. We need to make sure we do not make those mistakes again. Just real rookie mistakes. But Albon in 8th. And then we have Sargent in 19th. So, yeah, Sargent, quite a bit off. We'll see what happens in qualifying. I'm not expecting the cars to go to Q1. If we can get Albon into Q2, though, I'll be happy. I think he's got a chance. I'd say Albon's got like a 50-50 chance of getting into Q2. Sargent, I'll be pretty shocked if he gets out of Q3, or gets out of Q1, sorry. I mean, I don't even think you can say Sargent and Q3 in the same sentence, but it's Perez that leads the final practice session. So, interesting, we've had 3 different manufacturers, 3 different constructors leading the way in the 3 practice sessions, and no Max Verstappen, so interesting. And you can see the conference, Albon is at 82%, Sargent is 71%. So, I mean, both drivers are going into quali doing pretty decent. You know, it's not ideal, it's not perfect, but it could certainly be worse. So, yeah, I'm excited. Let's get into this. Here we go then. Albon coming round to set his first qualifying lap of the season. Where's he going to go? 5 guys have set... Oh, man, I was going to say 5 guys have set their laps, and Albon goes dead last. But we are ahead of Yo. So we're ahead of Yo in the kick Sauber, which is, I guess, better than nothing. It almost looks like Albon almost had a collision there with someone exiting the pits. That's not good. But what can Sargent do in comparison here? We did a 27.3, a 27.3, a 41. I think Sargent is going to go above Albon here. I'm expecting Sargent to put his Williams into 6th place, and he doesn't. So Sargent, they are disappointing in the final sector. I mean, he did a 1.7, the same as Albon, so it was close, but I thought Sargent was going to beat his more experienced teammate. Wasn't to be, though. And at the moment, we're in 6th and 7th, but I expect us to come tumbling down the order as the session ticks on. Alright then, here we go, with just under 3 minutes of the session remaining. We're in 14th and 15th. If it ended the way it is right now, both cars would be into Q2, but we've got Gasly, Magnussen, Ocon, Shinoda, and Joe all ready to go for one more run. So we're going to send our guys out. We're going to send out Sargent. We're going to send out Albon as we get to 2 minutes remaining in this session. And we're going to see if we will have 1 Williams car, 2 Williams cars, or no Williams cars in the second. Well, what's happened here? What's happened here? Looks like maybe there was a collision there. There's a Red Bull and a Ferrari getting in each other's way. Hopefully we need to avoid that. We need to just avoid any sort of... I mean, I don't like this, and there's a minute 50, but there should be enough time to go. I think we will be okay. But in terms of people on fast laps, we've got Gasly coming round. I mean, is he on a lap? Is he on a flying lap? But Magnussen, not quite sure who's on flying laps. Magnussen, Ocon, and Shinoda, though, are all going faster. Gasly is not. So Gasly is not improving. And it looks like Gasly's going to be knocked out in Q1. Unless he's coming into the pit. So yeah, Gasly's beat. Gasly just giving up there. Magnussen has went slower in Sector 2, but he did have a green Sector 1. Ocon has put in consecutive green sectors here, so Ocon, I think, will potentially get himself at the drop zone, and he does. Ocon goes up to 14th place. Magnussen doesn't improve. Shinoda is looking like he can improve. He still had 2 green sectors, so this is going to be massive here. We've got Ocon in 14th. Both our drivers are still going. 50 seconds remaining. And it looks like Shinoda is going to be across the line. And I imagine that he will also get out of the drop zone and he'll push Albon into it. He does. So Albon and Sargent now, both guys in the drop zone. So we need good laps here. And I don't know, we have the Red Bull and we have the Kick Sauber in front of us. I think Albon's got a lot of clear space, but we're going to need I think we're going to need every inch of this track here for us to deliver. So let's have a look then. What was the lap? What kind of lap times are we looking for to beat Ocon? What was his lap history? Let's have a look at it then. So let's focus on Ocon. He is a 27.2. A 27.2 is what we need. And we did a 27.2, so at the moment we are pretty much level. And a 27.1, so Albon's beating Ocon. Albon is actually beating Ocon, but Sargent is about the same. Sargent is... Oh, look at this. Sargent's caught up to these two, and this is a disaster. This is the last thing Sargent needed. And I think this is going to cost... I think this is going to cost Logan Sargent a place in the next round. Because we seem to have the pace, and there's just somebody stopped on track there. But yeah, now I just don't see it happening. I think we're going to fall behind. Can Logan Sargent have another green sector? Well, I mean, that's another sector there. I mean, Logan Sargent maybe not out yet. 40.9. It's not enough. Sargent, what do we need? What are we looking for in terms of... What did Ocon do? We need a 23.1. So for me, Sargent needs to get a 22.9. I think we need a 22.9. Logan Sargent. Oh, Logan Sargent improves, and then what's the Albon improves, so he knocks his teammate out. So that was very quick there at the end. Sargent momentarily got through for about 3 seconds, but then Albon knocked his opponent down into 16th place. But that's a decent position for Sargent. Let's be honest. 16th is higher than I thought he would get. And Albon in 13th. So yeah, really good Q1. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. Sargent may be knocked out, but like I said, higher than I expect him to be. Max Verstappen in first place, and it is Alexander Albon in 13th as we now head in to Q2. And here we go then. The timer has just ticked down for Q2. Q2 is over, but we are on our flying lap. We're currently in 13th place. Not quite sure what happened with Piastri, but he's out, so he will not be improving. So the lowest we will finish here in qualifying is 14th, but we want to go a wee bit higher. Not going to lie, we want to go higher. As of right now, it's not a good first sector though. It's a 27.2, and I mean, the driver just in front of us is Bottas. What did he do? Let's have a look at what Bottas done. So we're trying to beat him at the moment. Bottas did a 27.2, then a 40.7, and a 23.0. So yeah, at the moment we need a good second sector. We need to go green here. And I'm just not convinced. Nah, we've not got it. So it looks like we are probably going to get 13th at best here, unfortunately. Albon just not really finding the pace when we needed it. We've been knocked down there. I think it's Danny Rick that's went in front of us. So realistically, Bottas we can beat. He's about a 10th in front. But unless we get a really good final sector, we're not going to get in front of Bottas. And we don't. So there you go. We didn't even improve on that, unfortunately. So I think it was just... Was it free? Poor? Yeah, it was free yellow sectors. So not good enough, guys, in the end. It's 14th on the grid for Albon. But that's not bad. I mean, that's not bad. It's 14th for Albon. It's 16th for Sargent. We could have done worse than that. You know, I am reasonably content. Alexander Albon, yes, he has been knocked out. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Charles Leclerc in first place there. And obviously now he will go, well, Q3 still to happen, but Charles Leclerc taking first place in Q2, and the 5 drivers knocked out: Danny Rick, Nico Hulkenberg, Valtteri Bottas, Albon, and Oscar Piastri. It's a surprise to see Piastri there. Honestly, was not expecting him to get knocked out, but there he is. And in Q3, Max Verstappen, some things never change. It is Max who takes pole position. He is challenged by Leclerc in second, then you have Perez in third, Lando Norris fourth, and Yuki Tsunoda at the bottom there, rounding off the top 10. But the Racing Bulls look decent. They'll be trying to challenge for points. Austin Martin's in there, the Mercedes. It looks like it's going to be a Red Bull win, but you never know. I'm sure Charles Leclerc will have something to say about that, and he'll look to challenge Max Verstappen at the Bahrain Grand Prix. But we'll also be looking to challenge guys with Williams. Yes, we're starting in 14th and 16th, but we can still have good races there. And we can still look to beat cars in front of us. Not only will we try and keep these guys behind us, but we should be looking to realistically beat Bottas and Hulkenberg, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be a really good race. Our first race of the season. Make sure you join us, guys, for part 3. I've been Son of Scotland 90. This is the Fog Racing channel. Make sure you subscribe for weekly F1 Manager 2024. We're going to do it qualifying and practice one part and then the race the next part. I think that's the best way to do it, and if we do it that way, then it means I can give you more frequent uploads rather than if we include everything into the one part. So going forward, we're going to have like car parts, developments, driver negotiations, all that side of the stuff will be in with the practice and qualifying, and then in the other part, you're going to get the race. So make sure you stay tuned, guys, stay subscribed, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, predict where you think the Williams boys are going to come. Can we somehow sneak into the points? Do you think we'll maintain our 14th position with Albon, or do you expect us to go backwards in the race? Leave your comments down below, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Been Fog Racing. Thanks for watching, and peace.